Episode 10 of the interactive screensaver Flight of Nova. Back to rogue mode. Currently sitting on a sky barge, just came down from orbit, from Auckland Station, which played for about 50% of episode 9. It was fun to fly around that station. Very big one. So what's waiting for us here? There's a lost container. 11,000 kilometers? No. Too far away. Pick up cobalt. Okay, there we have to go. Okay, that just was expired. No mind. Delete all inactive. Delete clean inbox. Give me some local ones. So here's an abandoned hydrogen container. Gimme.
Good luck.
Oh, there it is. I mean, it's like right there. I just checked the Discord of this game. It's not very active. It's a solo developer, and I mean, I have a Discord myself also, which I've completely locked down so no one can do anything. So why have a Discord then? Because I did 1 or 2 or 3 live streams, and I thought, hey, it would be cool if people could interact live with their own voice instead of typing, and I wouldn't have to read what they're saying. So that's why what I have that for, and there are like 20 people on there who are basically still waiting. I mean, it's not like they're losing anything by being there.
Freighter TL01, base 192 ground. Good to see you. We have you on approach.
But there's probably a problem there, which is I think there's a strong delay between what I'm sending and what they would be seeing. So that will probably not work. Anyway, one of the reasons this is completely locked down is that I would have to moderate it. You cannot just have a server like that standing around that's yours, in quotation marks, you are responsible, and then you're not dealing with that responsibility. That doesn't work, and that can cause problems. So, and maybe that's the reason why there's not much going on the developer server either, because the dev is not really advertising it, is what he even said. Anyway, I was there and saw that some people have the role of alpha pilot, and that is indeed for occasional closed alphas, which are invite only. But they're not going on right now, and... Oh, is there another one? It looks like there's something lying around there. There's no way to play some kind of intermediary version of the game here. I mean, it's supposedly still in development, but it's not like you can currently, well, get it somewhere and play that advanced version already, because I would very much like to. It's fun, but it's also at some points pretty samey, obviously. I mean, it's still in early access. The bases, planetary bases that would be fighting you are not there yet. The planets that you can fly to exist, but not officially. It takes like 90 hours to get there currently. And stuff like that. So too bad. I guess I will soon switch over back to Derail Valley and such, but today's Monday, and I don't feel too fresh on Mondays, because I don't know, work is usually chewing me up. Particularly also, I mean, it's the last week before Christmas, so there are very few people at our place, and we have a pretty support-heavy product. So, guess what? I've been dealing with support tickets the whole day. Fun. And the stuff that I need to develop there, don't get to it, and that sucks. I mean, there's an argument to be made that if you have a developer who can develop stuff for you, and the stuff that the developer can develop for you isn't just play stuff, but actually useful, particularly even if you have a situation with some stuff that needs to be developed because we have some we have some current problem with some management system that needs to be solved, a system that I made. It's not like I caused the problem, it's that the data to be managed has changed. And the system needs to be updated for that. And so that's relatively urgent, and that has been relatively urgent for almost 4 months now. What? And I just don't get to it, because it's not like we have too many people or something. So that sucks. So what I'm saying is that if you have a situation like that, then you need to put in the resources, or you need to need to make sure that your developers can develop, because it's a high-level abstraction thing. I mean, abstraction is something that people just don't understand, or they don't, I don't know, understand it. What the fuck? Oh, they don't understand it correctly. What is this? Release cargo above drop point. Okay. What's that? Why is that blinking? That's weird. I guess it's one of these AI ships. I wonder if you can pick up those. That looks so very containery. Probably not. Oh, not like this anyway. Let's go down to the... no, damn. Let's go down to the landing pad. That's what I wanted to say. When I meant go down, though, I didn't imagine this here. Abstraction. See, if it's... well, it's how do I explain this now? I mean, it's very obvious, actually. I mean, why explain it? If you can implement a system that does stuff, the system will be doing that stuff. And while that system has not yet been implemented, that stuff is not being done. Instead, if you have people doing that very stuff, then now you're wasting time with people doing that stuff, instead of letting the machine do it, while people can do other stuff. That's the gist of it, and that's our situation now. And I could do a lot of such things, which of course takes a lot of development time. But yeah, well, that investment is not being made, and that's I'm not quite happy with that. So there's a ship nearby, so now I have the free pick of missions. Mission completed. Derby orbit. Yeah, count me in. It's an orbital mission, drifting cargo. Yeah, let's do that. I will go up to Derby Station. And let's see how far away that is. Derby, here we go. Distance is increasing, so you can forget about that, I guess. Because I have to wait a full rotation, and that might be longer than the time I have to get there. Or is that not the mission expiration, but instead the time until I can do this? I don't know. Let's just do this then. And prepare for the Derby rendezvous, huh? I mean, I have to supposedly should do that from a different place, but well, why? I mean, this is a place as good as any. Where am I heading? I'm currently pointing north. Should go east, because that's the direction in which we are orbiting, in which all the stations are orbiting the planet, and I have to orbit it too, obviously. It's pretty cool with the orbital mechanics in this game, but I guess I shouldn't explain any of that, because why? If you're watching this video, then you are very patient, and I thank you for actually having interest in these late episodes. And then you know everything already, so why waste anyone's ears? Oh, 10 times? That's not times enough. There's water here. Let me help with that problem. "25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 22, 23. Right? So almost full circle. And then I have to boost so that I can catch the train. And why wait? I mean, I can still adjust my speed while I'm up there and still have more time. First, let's turn east. And then start boosting. So going up to Derby Station, which should already be on the horizon. DBY, yep, that's it. DBY 458 means I have to go to an orbit of 458 kilometers. So I'm accelerating now, and accelerating. It's great that the game can do that. That you can fly so fast. You can just keep accelerating, I guess. Don't know if there's a limit, probably at some point. Okay, we're already space-ish, but there's still atmosphere. Hey, what's with the music? Wasn't there music? I think there was music. So, Apoapsis. 300 kilometers. Slightly too high, but it's fine. How far away is the station? 1,600 kilometers. That's a bit far still. I don't want to boost yet because I might, enter my proper orbit before the station is here. And that's a good way to catch up in case you were late. Just starting to boost before you actually reach your height. Just make sure that you're pointing at the right vertical angle so that the apoapsis doesn't change in undesired ways. That's pretty easy. Once I've understood how, I mean, it feels like a cheat. What also feels like a cheat, and kinda is the local and anti-local markers that the game shows you. Is that the station, the base from which I started flying down there? This grey box. Weird. Weird. Since we still have air drag, the apoapsis should be decreasing a bit. Oh, we don't have any air drag anymore. I'm looking forward to playing proper spaceflight games like Re-Entry, for example. I made a video that will be published tomorrow. I just edited the description and thumbnail. Is 4.5 hours long, and I'm only doing the training courses of the, I believe, Mercury program. Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo are in there. And Apollo has a shit ton of switches. Gemini has lots of switches, and Mercury has also lots of switches, and all of them have meaning. You have to make sure that you don't overload the batteries, that if a battery should be problematic, which you have to measure yourself, you have to switch to a different one, and you might have to turn them off behind your seat, and you have to make sure that the chute is deployed, and you have to make sure that the timer starts, otherwise you have to do that yourself, and stuff like that. I don't know how much actual spaceflight is in there, because I've only been sitting through these "you have to flick these switches" sessions, but that's the thing, that's what the tutorial is for. First you learn how to do it. Problem is, they don't quite show you what the experience is like. I hope there's some extra experience to be had. Supposedly you can actually land on the moon and explore, in quotation marks. I mean, like, you can explore in stationeers. Can you really explore there? Well, we have beautiful landscape, you can walk around, and so that's exploration then, I guess, whatever. How far away are we? 900 kilometers? Is this thing recording? Hey yo! Dude, there was I made this spontaneously made this video recently where I showed, hey, this is my microphone setup, this is the cheap $22 microphone that I have here, and this is how I've mixed it, and this is the settings that I'm using for recording. So that is probably would have been helpful for me at the beginning, because there's a lot of know-how in there. Anyway, and then some faggoty piece of asshole dogshit person commented, "This sounds awful, give up please." What? I even left the comment up and just responded, "Loveless people aren't actually people at all, and nature has the most terrible fate in store for those things." And I believe that too, so I'm looking forward to that for that person. Because goddammit, that is just pure fucking, I mean, whatever the term is, but it's artificial, unnecessary negativity that you should keep to yourself instead of spreading it around like the piece of shit that you are. Anyway. Step on the gas, I guess. Perhaps is increasing. Not desired. I think I have to point up to basically get it lower. No? But, okay. Ah, here, okay. 458 is where I have to go. I actually don't know how fast I have to accelerate. Or more, apparently. The speed of the station can actually be looked up, if you have the time to do that, which I don't right now, because I have to catch up to it. I can see the distance there. Derby Station, 418 kilometers. Actually, that tells me that I do have the time. Let's look that up. Derby Station is moving at 768 meters per second. It's pretty stupid that while I'm here in the menu, the mouse still steers the vehicle. But good thing it's just rotation, so can be adapted. So I'm falling. I'm past my apoapsis because I'm not fast enough. How far is the station? Ah, it's overtaking me, so it's really time to step on the gas. 768, huh? Okay. And I have to go a bit to the left actually by now, I think. 768. Well, there's no clean way to do this, so just focus on the station then. It's basically not moving, apparently, in relationship to me, so I can just accelerate towards it then. A little bit upwards, maybe. Yeah, well, the station, the base from which I started was probably not at the equator, and it just, yeah, I'm at minus 3.5 latitude, and these are orbiting all, they're all orbiting at equator height, I'm very sure. Flying towards it at unreasonable speed, but I kind of have learned now to use the counter thrust well, so that should not be a problem. Moving to the right bottom. What's my height? My height is increasing, but I'm still lower than the station. My overall speed is high, but not in the right direction. Perhaps this is a bit too high. But I guess the more I will align myself with the station, the more that will decrease again, because, well, if I'm flying with it, then I have its parameters. Plain and simple. Aha, we had 400 kilometers distance, now we're at 200 kilometers distance, roughly. And I should begin to think about measures. So I'm getting closer to it, even though this right there is the direction of flight that I have. This thing up there. Okay, none of these help with the apoapsis. That's the local, okay. Yeah, 50 kilometers, very, very fast.
Station Delby. Hello there, we picked your beacon.
Let me just try to fly away from it, because my approach is too fast. And once I have done that... okay. Perhaps it's decreasing, like I'm saying, the more I'm becoming one with it, the more I have its parameters, obviously. Okay. Height decreasing. It still looks like it's flying away from me, even though the parameters say it's not. Ah, the local, nice. Okay. That's the thing, you know, if that thing weren't there, I would have to eyeball it using, but at the same time using orbital mechanics knowledge, and I think that's kind of the idea with this game. So now I'm flying straight towards it with 1 kilometer per second, so the rest is a joke if I don't behave like an idiot. 29, 28, 27, 26. I have to slow down hard. Where is it? There it is. Come on. Well, I hope I can slow down in time. Okay, that's the container that I have to reach. I'm flying towards it too quickly. Come on. That's it, isn't it? No, it's just some debris. The container is somewhere else. I mean, I've had comments like that before, but I usually delete that, of course, because it's not often. It's like, I don't know, what would be the frequency of stupid asshole comments? I mean, really, on the level of, goddamn, what the fuck, why are you on the internet? Like once, twice, maybe 3 times a month, so that's relatively rare. And I get a lot of comments overall, I mean, you see them, and I thank you for them, and most of them are actually positive. I mean, no one's asking you to scratch my back, but, I mean, distilling some dog feces and then putting them in a little package and then putting an address on it and then sending it to me, that's not what anyone's asking for. So people who do that should have their keyboard taken away, to say it carefully. Oh, no one loves you. Well, usually, often it is because the respective person is indeed loveless. What is love, by the way? What is that even? That is when you are not just compatible with the system that you are in, though that is, I think that's strictly speaking, that is already love, because it takes quite a lot to be a person in a system like this and being compatible with it. And with compatible, I don't mean you would say Hail Hitler or whatever if the system demands it. I mean the normal coexistence of people, that's what I mean. It demands quite a lot already. But to even then willingly contribute to it without anyone, well, without you particularly getting something out of it. Like, I'm doing this because I'm being paid, or I'm doing this because else this bad thing will happen to me. No, if you do it just because that's beautiful, because it's fun, because it adds something, because it makes someone happy, or whatever. Because it makes the world richer. That's love. And when it comes to relationships, then it's of course the, well, giving to the other, not necessarily money. I mean, it comes down to the usual concept that I mentioned there, submission. Because submission is a matter of someone's ruling, right? And what does that mean in this context? It means that there is a will, and you are compatible with that will. You are saying yes to that will, even if it is not fun for you to do. Or I mean, if it's ideally it's fun for all participants, of course. Wait, where do I have to push? Oh, not bad, not bad, not bad. And then there's a big question, why? I mean, Cop didn't see it, I didn't do it. That's still the concept that many people operate with, right? Too often, and that's the world that we live in, right? Shaped by too much of that attitude. Can I get it like this, or do I have to... I can't get it like this. I have to rotate correctly. Well, that's tricky. Do I indeed have to dance like this thing? I mean, I have seen that that you can... that it will be tumbled and rotated towards you, but I guess at least on one axis I have to be aligned. That's probably what it is. Yeah, the big question, why? Why even be nice if no one's forcing you? Why even if no one's paying you? What if the opposite is more fun even? What if we have an evil empire once again, and joining the ruling class is, or joining the crowd that runs with the system is so very easy because there's so many of them. Oops. At some point, I mean, the answer, everybody knows the answer. There's right and there's wrong, and we all know it. And the problem is, people think about it too much. When they go like, well, there has to be an objective reason, yes. There has to be a creator, or there has to be nature compels us, blah blah blah. This kind of stuff. The moment you get to these kinds of level, all bets are off, because then you're basically, in both cases, you're tying it to a reason that comes from outside. And you know what? Actual good can only be done if the one doing it, you, is also the reason why you're doing it. If you're doing it in a way for yourself, because you think it should happen. Stupid that I can't just point the camera from above. It always has to do this kind of North Pole thing where suddenly it then flips around and blah. That's very not helpful. Ah, got it. Nice. Not that I would have expected it from this angle. Okay, let's bring it home. I mean, I think that the universe kind of tells us to be coexistence people, because I think it is inevitable for consciousness to emerge in the universe, and that basically the universe is the will. I mean, this is just, you know, it's a metaphor. Is the will that consciousness is. and then we exist and we have friction because everybody needs something, everybody wants something. You need the food, you need the shelter, and so forth. Lots of necessities. There are multiple ways to get those. Many of these involve taking from others. They invest the energy of their survival, of their will, of their labor, and then you can just take from them. You know, like the bureaucrats in Brussels, and which of course need to be abolished hard and with prejudice and fast and forever, because that shit just needs to go. That is where humanity completely ends, with those kinds of systems. Even if they bring some good stuff, even if the goals would be good, but how can they be good? These people are so detached. The moment, I mean, it's a matter of roots, I think. The moment you are living in a way that it doesn't matter where you live, you're running the risk of not caring about all the people who are dependent on where they live. And if you're then someone who rules those people, then that's bad. That's a problem. Oh, I got the perspective completely wrong.
Freighter TL01, Station Dolby. You have permission to dock.
Yep, but have I ability to dock? That's the question right now. But these folks, they do not have any root. They have so much. They have so much power and vitamin B. You know, I mean, relationship. I mean, that's kind of what politicians start with as soon as they're in office. The things that I will do after my office time. How can I make sure that those are optimized? How can I be the parasite as much as possible? I mean, not all of them, but it's I mean, that's the thing. See, if I'm walking, but I'm walking funny, someone can just walk around me and point and laugh. If I'm driving, or if I'm riding my bicycle, which is rare, but happens, and I'm riding funny, that is a problem which I, as a pedestrian, often experience, because bicycle riders are often just assholes. Well, it's my experience. And but if I'm driving the car and I'm driving funny, then that's not funny at all. But what if I'm driving a train, or rather a truck with like 10 hangars, and I'm driving it at 400 kilometers per hour, and all of them are full with 100 tons? If I'm not driving absolutely flawlessly perfectly, then this will cause a hazard. I will also get to where I need to go, and there will be lots of benefits of me doing that, because I'm driving these goods from A to B. But if I'm not driving perfectly, there will be someone will be sidelined, someone will be the victim. And that's the situation that politicians are in, because they're putting so much weight. So if what they're doing is not pretty much perfect, then then they will be running over people. I mean, even if they would be driving perfect, there's still the little issue of, if decision X is made, this shapes reality in direction of X, and anyone not compatible with that will be sidelined. So even if that is the optimal choice, mathematically for society, someone will still be have a problem. But that's not even what they're doing. The people that we elect to power are usually not the best of us. They're usually not the best. They're just good at getting in those positions. Okay, what's abandoned container? Maybe I can go to another station, maybe. Deliver copper. For that would mean I have to go to the base and then I have to... actually, that is base is already... You know what, let's take this one spontaneously and see if I can manage, because I believe the parameters are right. That's where the station, where the base is. It's coming towards me. And now I have to fly in the direction of... Wait. Right? Is this thing to come towards me? Yeah, this thing is coming towards me. And I have to fly in the direction of where I am coming from. To slow down my orbit. And it's just in time, I guess. Except I forgot that I'm in a high orbit, so that might be funny. But let's just try, see what happens. And then take it from there back into orbit to a different station. Yeah, but that's one of the things. I mean, mankind is just too stupid. I keep saying it, I keep saying it, I keep saying it, but it cannot be said too often, maybe to you, but in principle, that, I mean, why has mankind, in the Western world at least, shaped its democracy concept so that the people will vote into power people, instead of voting into power the will that they have? Like, this is the thing that we want, and that's the thing that we want to avoid. Therefore, that's what we now vote for. Now, instead, what people vote for is... people. I mean, what do you expect will be the outcome of that? A people-focused power system, instead of one that is focused on getting shit done. I'm almost on the money here. Need to move a bit. So why are we not selecting the things that we want? And then these choices, the majority choices, that will then be pursued. Now, of course, then we have the question, that's the problem of who will do that then. So we're back at square one. But no, that's not what it is. If we say, by the design of the system, right away, the focus is on getting this shit done or getting this shit avoided, then so will the implementation be. But the implementation currently is plain simply focusing on people. And so everything is focused on those people. And it's pretty suspicious also, I find, that politicians decide so much stupid shit that you want to change, right? And then the next politician will come riding into town saying, "I promise change." So that's what it is, kinda, right? I mean, they fuck everything up. And so that change is desired. I think I cannot survive this. I got the wrong angle. Ah, shit. No, I was too fast. Yeah, I should have counter thrusted earlier. Shit. And then the air resistance forced the craft downwards, and I couldn't counter thrust. Else it might have worked, actually. Huh. Well, now I cannot do that same mission because time has advanced, and so that is now moving away from me. I will just cancel the mission. No, this one's moving away from... No, is it? Is it? Is it? Yes, it is. So there, I need a different ship for this one. Maybe I can actually get one. So here I would have to... No, here I would have to pick up something from Galdar Station, which is at 3,000 kilometers high. That's the highest orbit, 16,000 kilometer away, and that's not so easy, I think. And I need a different ship for that. So I'm currently on Dalby, and I would have to go to Galdar. Dalby is at 24.6. Galdar is right there. That's useful. This one is orbiting positively towards 0, and this one is orbiting, but at the same speed. Going from this station to the other? Well, it's not at the same speed, the other one is slower. So I'm actually getting further away, I guess. I mean, going there from right here is, I believe, impossible. But is it? I mean, it's a challenge, right? Can this be done? I would have to achieve a high orbit, and yeah, but how do I get there? I would have to ride the orbital highways, basically, to get to these 16 or maybe 12,000 kilometers or whatever it is, actually. It's basically on the other side of the planet. And I cannot just thrust upwards in the opposite direction the whole time, like in this direction, because then I would have to be carrying myself instead of falling away from the planet by orbital energy. I don't have the fuel, so no, I cannot get there. Cannot be done. I would have to wait for I don't know how long, how many periods until I'm finally in a good well, relationship, whatever. And here, pick up something from this station, 10,000 kilometers. Same problem. Also, I would need a different ship. Same problem again. What is this with this station, man? Is this station in a stupid place or what? Dalby. Yeah, well, but yeah, a little bit. Clean this up. Give me some local ones, maybe. Something coming in? Nothing. Shit. Everything is so far away. Well, then let's just do something random. Just go from here to a station to a different space station. That seems reasonable. For example, here we have one that is 1,800 kilometers away and is getting closer, and is at a lower orbit. Why is it getting closer? Let's analyze. We're on a higher orbit, which should be a slower orbit. The lower orbit is faster orbit. If it's getting closer, this means that we are ahead. So this one is catching up. Is that so? We are at 37, this one is at 21. Yes, that is so. Now to get to a lower orbit, I could just decelerate, which means that I will be flying in the, well, would be kind of aiming in the opposite direction, which technically would get me closer to this one. So that's not the wrongest idea. So I'm at Dalby, and I want to get to Cohagen. Yeah, let's get down to Cohagen. 188. Oh, there's even a shuttle here. Could use that if I so wished, but no. Let's keep this one for now. God damn it. You have to back up your computer. Yeah, sure, whatever. The last one is not too far gone. I do that every 2 weeks. Of course, with rotation, multiple drives, houses, and including an offsite backup even. I think I can see Cohagen already. Oh yeah, it's on the list even on the left side. So it would now slow down, which makes me fall out of orbit, and also makes me get closer to the station, which is moving towards me anyway at a faster speed. And then I will accelerate again. Yeah. In a way, I could say I just should accelerate straight to it. Or maybe a bit less downwards. Because I will fall anyway from the deorbiting effect. I think this debris is actually stuff that you can run into. I wonder, is that just game design that it's there? Or is it something like you caused or whatever? I want to get to 188 apoapsis, so let's do that. Maybe I should use that kind of logic up here. Yeah, that's enough. Definitely. It's flying at me with 6 kilometers per second. So 100 seconds, 600 kilometers. And then I also have to accelerate again, so 100 seconds is not much. So the universe is breeding minds, you could say, and then we find ourselves in this struggle, but what we all want is what the universe is telling us. We don't want pain, we don't want fear. And why is it telling us that? Because by the logic of... see, if there would be basically an arbitrary thing that somehow the universe has chosen... I know, I'm using the universe as if it has will, plans, and so forth. I do not mean that. I'm just using human language to describe something... you know, okay, it's a metaphor, okay? So the universe is trying to create minds, and it is not giving us the will to not suffer and the will to not fear because of some arbitrary design, but because it's just inherent of the logic of the entire cosmos, of the most fundamental things of all of the atoms, the molecules, the gravity, all of it. Because if the localized, moving, breathing system that we are is destroyed, then we are gone. But since we can multiply, we can replicate ourselves, the very version of our design that we are will survive, you know, evolution. And the ones who are doing that best they are the ones that are still, well, ultimately many generations later, those are still there. And that's what's happening. So evolution too is just a natural cosmic event, a natural cosmic mechanism. And so it teaches us, basically I'm saying it's completely natural to try not to suffer and not to be in fear, because fear is the mental experience of destruction or of impending destruction. That's what that is. And also, in my opinion, fear can generally be just deciphered because there's something that makes you fear. If you find out what that is, then you will at least have understood. I mean, it doesn't change the fact that maybe you're fearing to be mugged at knife point, and maybe the probability of that happening to you is high, depending on where you live, and that doesn't really take away the fear. But in many cases, fear is something that is caused more like by the diffuseness of the threat, and the threat mainly being something that you don't want happening to you. But maybe you can, for example, just decide, well, this thing that I don't want happening to me, I cannot avoid that. Maybe I can just lean into the wind, so to speak, which will lead me into a direction that I don't want to go, but only somewhat, and then I can deal with it in stride and then return to my original path, instead of actually fearing this undesired effect that is coming towards you. So what I'm saying is that we were born in the loudest of circumstances, but we have been designed, so to speak, by the universe to aim for silence, to aim for the quiet, to aim for peace. And I think we have learned and found out that being a coexistence participant in a group, not necessarily in an immediate group, because I personally, for example, prefer to be alone, but in principle as a social group, as a system that is meshing together, is a good way to find that quiet, to find that peace, that silence that nature tells us we shall go for. Where's that station? Koeng, where are you? Oh, there it is. It's moving to the right. And still distance is increasing. How come? Because I am flying higher. So let me just aim downwards over here. This should decrease my upper abscess. It doesn't? Okay. Not sure what I'm doing. It's one of those orbital puzzles. What's happening to my vertical? Oh, it's right there. I just have to go down. That's what she said. Yeah, I'm moving towards it now, but probably too fast. That should kinda nail it. Still doesn't, okay. But very close. So let's prepare for counter thrust. Because the come on, the anti-local should be up there somewhere. There it is. The opposite direction. Yeah, so maybe that's our one compass, you know, silence. What is it that makes us feel like we're in the orbit of the situation? But what if there's not just one planet? Or, I mean, okay, the metaphor is a bit playful. What if... I mean, let's just take some extreme example, like Hitler Germany or whatever. There, if you wanted to orbit, the calm path would be, well, tell me where the Jews are hidden, basically, you know? Which is not the behavior that you wanna have. But there, that is what that would have meant. To go for the silence. So it's not quite the perfect compass. Oh, that's a close one. But can it be said that the universe is kind of teaching us to be, well, lovely people? Can that be said? If all we basically have to seek out is quiet, well, maybe it's a matter of the long game, basically. The short game can get you into a silent orbital, or into a silent easy path, the mainstream path, that is only good for a short time. Let's take Hitler Germany because that is a regime that ended at some point. The long game would be to have been hiding the Jews, basically. It's not the best example because it's so still at this day and age so charged. I mean, in some regards you can say Hitler has won because so many things that Hitler did are now still kind of defining and ruling us, not in a good way. Like, you cannot say this because Hitler ate bread, you know? He fucking ate bread and you are eating bread, you fucking fascist. So I'm just saying the world should have healed from that more than it has, because there's just some unhealthy way in which the people are dealing with that whole thing. I don't want to get into any murky waters here. It was just a metaphor, and now I'm starting to deal with the fractals of the comparison and the side effects of using it, and that's not useful at all. Okay, let's land somewhere here. Oh, right here, why not? I mean, for example, this whole thing with were fascists in the Third Reich, were they right-wing or left-wing? Which, I mean, might be a completely clear answer to this, and I don't know if there is. This might be just my general uneducatedness and stupidity, because I'm just a very logical and intelligent person, but I'm not very educated. So I just derive shit by going to first principle, and then that's what necessarily the answer is. But I mean, that, for example, that is completely not helpful. Like, the Nazis were right-wing, or the Nazis were left-wing, you know, National Socialism, you know, socialist, left-wing, and so forth. I'm not taking any position here, I'm just saying that whole thought alone is not healthy. We should really have, like, we should be dealing with that as if it's history, and there are many things to learn from that, certainly, but to use these broad terms just makes the people who are currently in power, not the people who are ruling, not the ruling class. That's what I mean. I mean culturally, the one who currently define the sound or in the mind of the collective. That just gives those people unreasonable power. If we bestow unreasonable power to that terminology, like left wing or right wing, that's Hitler, right? You shouldn't be like that because then you're like Hitler. God damn it! How is that helpful? If you really want to get somewhere, that kind of thinking has to stop, because it's using. See, that's the thing. That's again the problem with driving too fast in a too powerful car. If you don't do that perfectly, the words like racism and sexism and ageism and fascism and all of these isms, they are very powerful words. If they're abused, then that is gives the ones who abuse it a lot of power. And in that moment, in that act, but also does a lot of damage. I have to pick something up here for base 136. Yeah, that's what I came for. And if you don't want to be an asshole person, is this where I have to go? Oh. Well, I'm not confused. What is this now? Then you must aim to use your energy wisely. So whenever you're holding something in your hands that is very powerful, like these words, for example, there's an opportunity to use these words in a context where the people will matter, where it matters, then use them very carefully or try to avoid using them. Because you might be stepping into a car that is very fast or very powerful, and then you might be risking to drive in a reckless way. But it will just be words. You won't be hit by that, so why should you care? See, that's that problem again. Why should anyone care about not shitting in our collective reality, huh? Because then there's shit in it that wasn't there before, and you put it in. Need some local missions. I guess that mission was really like 3 seconds away from being expired. Sad face. Don't tell me there's nothing here. There's nothing here. I told you not to tell me that. It's power abuse, yes? So that base is moving away from me. That station is coming towards me from the furthest possible Galdar station. Actually, you know, we could do that and just plan to go there then with time acceleration. Is that a possibility here? Can I just do that? Re-entry window. Well, re-entry window allows me to accelerate time. That's all I need. So let's see. I mean, I like Galdar Station because it's so far out. I've been there only one time. This is episode 10. In episode 7, I believe that was. Is that the one that was just went public? I think so. Mission Farpoint. Yep. 31 views, 1 like. Reload. 33 views, 1 like. Yeah. Okay. Don't make these particular videos for like, hey, celebrate this. I'm just glad if someone watches them. Anyway. Dropping tomorrow, number 8. Failing upwards. Not that anyone will know what I'm talking about. I mean, we have the 15th of December 2025, Monday, and episode 8 will drop tomorrow, then number 9 on Wednesday, and this one will come out on Thursday. Huh. I get a time problem here. Anyway, let's go to Galdar Station. And what do I have to do? I have to pick something up. For that, though, I need the right ship. I should try to get that. Is that possible here? Docking bay. There's a shuttle, yeah. Enter. There, Galdar Station, 15,000. Pick something up. A repair kit. Seriously, I have to fly there to pick up a repair kit? Okay, and now I would say wait and wait and wait. Oh, incoming message? Wait, maybe there's something of value here. Station Cohagen. Deliver to... Okay, that actually makes more sense. Should I do this then? That's what I wanted originally, right? Now what? Will I fly high up there or do this instead? Let's do this instead and then see where we land. Accept mission. Deactivate this one. And undock. I mean, this whole thing with the energy, like that I keep mentioning, that's really the way it is. We are living in the universe. Everything is a matter of energy. What is energy even? I don't know. Force, whatever it takes, whatever. But I mean, we know what energy is from the forms that it takes. Energy itself? No one knows that. There's no such thing as pure energy. Not in the universe. We don't know what that would be.
Shuttle CF2, Station Cohagen, you're clear to dock.
So don't abuse the energy. And make something beautiful of it, because what else are you here for? I'm not saying it's your purpose, but I mean, while you're here, isn't that the best thing to do with it? And I think everybody should have some kind of account in their head where they are aware of how much are they being a contributor or a leech. And of course, a person can be both. Ideally, you're at least only one of these two things. Right? Wait, no, ideally the overall score is positive. Of course. With all these instruments, it's very easy to do this, particularly if you can see the angle, degrees, plus, minus, and so forth. There is, by the way, a game that you can play on the web. So just open that web page, problem solved. Let me just do this right. Where you can, from SpaceX, you know, Elon Musk's space company, we can fly this exact docking sequence, because that's the thing that the astronauts also do. At least that was my understanding. And that's actually where I had seen this first, before this game. You would also be told the angles and so forth, and then you have to get it right. And you're approaching at a slightly askew angle, and you have to, well, you have to dock properly. I don't remember why that was, but from the things I just told you, if you're interested in that, obviously all you need to do is Google a little, and then you're there. Oops. Ah, well, was worth a try. Okay, where is it that I have to go? Okay, 6,000. That's quite a ways off. I have to wait a bit. Just don't know if this is the right one. Could be. Six 5, 649, 649, 648, 647. Six 4, 642, 640. Yeah, it's probably this one. And now it would tell me to already detach in 3 minutes. This is way too early. It's just too early. Yeah, sure, of course. Now it's time. Yeah. And now I have to counter thrust. And maybe I should have taken care of the what's its face? The again towards the sun. See the light? The latitude, but I mean whatever. Give me some latitude. 500 kilometers. I'm at 200 kilometers height. So a lot of that is actually the height, I guess. So I really need to slow down now. Not now, Mom. Can't check my emails right now. I'm flying. Uh-huh. Yep. That's kinda it. I mean, I have to do something against my descent at some point. Ideally before the air forces me downwards, because then it's too late. As we have seen before. So... come on, I didn't ask for this. Why is the stupid camera doing this? Period. I mean, this is just stupid. I mean, doing something with the plane and suddenly the entire screen turns upside down? How is that not... how is there not a consensus that that's a bad implementation? Okay, we're fine. Actually, I'm still a bit too far away. But I think we're looking good. Falling with about... well, I can just pull up and then I would not fall very fast anymore. 1,600 kilometers, it's a bit fast. Maybe I wanna just lift myself up a little. And aero brake, 500 meters per second fall, 400. Speed is now falling below the killer value basically of 1,000 meters per second, which gives you that nice hot destruction, which we already saw. Well, I guess I have to step on the gas a little harder still. Still too far away.
CF2, base 163 ground. Greetings, we see you on screen.
horizon we can see Derby Station indicator still. Should soon be gone. Hey, what kind of construct is this? This is a landing pad. Stop decorating it. And down we go. Deliver. Hey, level 13. Not sure if that even helps anymore. I have actually never selected missions based upon difficulty. That's 3, 5. Okay. What's this one? What do we have to do here? Galdar orbit. Mission is active. So we have to. Let's go there then. Let's do the motherfucking thing right here, down here from the surface. If it is so hard, give it to me. What's this? Norvik. Same thing but less high. In other words, let's take this one. We already have that mission. Galdar Station. Repair, refuel, and let's plan this. There it was. Galdar Station. What direction am I heading in? North, so I have to go right. How high is it again? I didn't remember. $3,058, 3058, 65. Okay, let's say 30 and 65. 30 and 65. Yeah, well, stupidly, the universe hasn't made us beings who live like 1,000 years, because then certainly people's interest in doing the right thing would aim for the long game, instead of just, okay, for these 30-40 years I will do this and this thing, and I don't care if the world burns afterwards, for I will be dead. Basically, I mean, in a way, people are planning for their death if they're planning to be assholes. Funny how that works, huh? So, because then people would aim for the long game and would be better people. At least there would be a slight nudge in that direction, but currently there's no nudge. There's just, this is my family, and this is my money, and this is my house, and this is my oil field, and this is my solar panel factory, and you know, whatever. Alrighty. To the east we go. And up we go, because up is really the direction that we need to be heading here. 3058 kilometers. And the earlier we get high, the faster we can fly, because the atmosphere will be gone earlier. What's his name? Galdar station? 358, you can see it right there. And the apoapsis is... can we see that already? Yeah, but it's not yet there. No, we need a really, really high one this time. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be so calm about this if my actual life would be involved. There's a number on screen, it defines everything that I do. Well, in re-entry, you cannot rely that the things that you're seeing are the true things. You have to keep checking, and you have to keep checking, you have to compare with other things. And for example, when you start the mission, is the did the clock actually start? Which is important for the mission plan. I mean, currently we're looking at the computer, and if something would be buggy, we would say that's a bug. But the truth is, it would just be something that should ideally not work in the way that it does. But if it does, then it's just reality. I mean, it's interesting enough that we have created this 358. That we have kind of taken reality as it is, with our shovel from the dirt, the sand, and turned that into this machine where everything that happens within the digital machine, the computer, you can expect what it will do if it works properly. And if it doesn't do exactly what you expect it to do, you're like, this fucking shit's broken. I am annoyed now. And that's the correct attitude, but we shouldn't lose the perspective of what is really happening there. We're turning something that is drifting aimlessly through space, that is orbiting the sun at a ratio that we say takes 365 days, and turning around takes one time takes 24 hours. When the truth is it's off by a few milliseconds or seconds, depending on what you're looking at. And this in turn also is not a constant. Everything is in a flow. And we have turned all this system into something that that we can now actually talk to in human words, and the machine can then answer in a way that is reliable. That is incredible. And I think it is so radical, so extreme, that that we could say that it means something. Even the fact alone that it is such a radical thing, from this flowing free space around us that is completely chaotic, and that is, for all we know, about to deteriorate in a few trillion, gazillion, billion eons into just a warm soup where no more work can be done because everything has been equalized, where the entire entropy has turned into, well, I don't care anymore because there's no more reason to care either way, to go in any direction. Everything is just blah, you know? Heat death. Which I doubt, actually. But okay, currently that's the scientific perspective, and where we have the system that is, well, definitely we can observe developing towards that, where we have turned that into this machine in which we can define reality so distinctly that we sit in this plane, we look at that number, and we can expect the outcome reliably while we're drifting through this simulated version of reality. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that I believe that this says something about the cosmos and about our role in it, and about where we're coming from and where we're going. That this entire flowing, chaotic thing can be tamed like this in a way that it is our will, and down to the crystal, down to the nanosecond, our will. This is not random, people. this means something. This isn't just us in here being such geniuses that we can pull this off. This is the place that we're supposed to exist in. This is the place where we're supposed to make our home, where our will shall rule reality. And this year, right now, these years, is only the beginning. Heaven has not yet really begun. It's still dawning. I think I'm already too fast in my orbit. Not that I would be flying away. I mean, the oval pretty much clearly says that I'm not too fast, but the approach speed to the station is so very slow. That would take quite some time. But in this situation, I don't dare to just eyeball it. So let's just wait until we're sitting at the height of the apoapsis, and then I will start navigating. Let's reach the shell before I navigate the shell. So how fast is that again? Right. $6,525. That's the speed we would have to have. What is this? Huh. Oh, that looks spooky. But we're increasing in altitude, so no biggie. Don't even know where I'm flying. Okay, not there. I'm not flying there. Should be over here then. Or is it below? Oh, I'm flying pretty much upwards. It seems to be above me now. Maybe I should step on the gas a little harder. must take care that I don't increase my apoapsis, because lost in space is a thing in this game. I've had that. Funny enough, when that happened to me in the demo version, I was about 10,000 kilometers away from the surface. I just didn't have any clue about orbital mechanics, and now I know so much about it in relative to that. That's awesome that a game can teach you that. And we are in a day and age where people are interested in space games, you know? As if the collective mind knows what's ahead. And as if we're all basically one person from different perspectives, and that person has a feeling of where it wants to go and what it is the time to do. Okay, roughly the right speed, I guess. Distance still decreasing. That is because we're still ascending, I guess. My apoapsis looks good. Why? Yeah, because as I'm getting higher, potential. Well, not potential. My height is potential energy, and my speed could be called actual energy. And the actual goes into the potential. So I have to accelerate further once I'm higher. How fast was that station again? 6525. Okay, okay. I still have to accelerate further. No. A little lamp just went on and told me stable orbit. Interesting. Yep, okay, now I should be basically where I need to go. It's not the ideal orbit. And how high am I? The most high. So 359. And my height is 2.6. I still have so far to go. I wonder if it would even help if I would now point towards the station and accelerate a bit. Where is it again? This should actually add orbital energy, which is something I should try to avoid. Increases apoapsis, of course it does. This seems to work. Does my height increase faster then? Oh, the FPA is going up. Flight path attitude, I think. So with this speed, assuming that we are aiming directly at it, which we're not, I should be at the station in... Can we see that somewhere here? I think 8 minutes? Yeah, I wish there was a little more to do in this game, because it's really awesome, but it's not yet well-rounded. But it's early access. The developer knows what he's doing. Just looking forward to further development, but I guess the best way to do that is to do something else meanwhile. So, I don't know, maybe I should actually... I mean, today really I didn't feel up to do anything else. Just, you know, sit on my ass, play this game a bit. Which I just did. And now it's 1 hour before midnight already. Bleh. My days are too short. My life taken away by necessities. Or 9 minutes, maybe. So, apoapsis 396, which is too high. This lowers it. But it helps with the ascension, doesn't it? Yeah, it should, because I'm pointing upwards. Aha, now it's saying we are approaching at 1.5 kilometers per second. Getting there. And all by the numbers and by experience, of course, and because you can just rely on this game. This is what I said, you know, it's all digital, it's non-entropic. It's not like this system can fail, that instrument measures incorrectly, the air is a bit more dense here, there's something drifting that you have to evade or that kills you. No, not that that would be a good thing. Or the drives might be, the left one might be slightly weaker than the right one. When I'm boosting for 10 minutes, I eventually feel that, stuff like that, you know. It's all digital, it's all non-entropic, it's all absolute, it's all reliable. And that's, not saying it's a bad thing, but it also takes something out of the experience, doesn't it? It's moving upwards in my view, so there's something to account for. ...280 kilometers distance, shrinking at 1.5 kilometers per second. So by 300, that would be 5 minutes, so 2.5 minutes. In other words, now 2 minutes away from hitting the space next to the station, then flying away helplessly and aimlessly. Should prepare for counter thrust. Can I somewhere see my angle and shit? No. I don't see any number change. Is AOE, what's that? Area of ejaculation? What does that mean? The area of ejaculation is usually the face, isn't it? See. something like this should do the trick. No, it's still moving upwards to the right. From this perspective, we almost have the right altitude. I mean, without these local and anti-local markers, it would be very hard to gauge, and that's the very situation I'm in right now. Weirdly, that's already the direction I'm flying in. There we go, local and anti-local. But I mean, a second before that showed up, I was thinking about moving in the direction where the station is also moving. Which is the direction I'm already moving in. I'm a bit confused, honestly. I mean, if I do that more, how is that productive? Anyway, I think I will experience soon that the problem is
Station Galdar. We've got eyes on you. Welcome.
that the distance is now increasing, even though it says it isn't. Ah, that looks a bit more reasonable. Wow. Almost takes the entire fuel to get here. Aha. 22 kilometers. Yeah, I should really prepare for the counter thrust. But I want to first optimize the angle. Okay, you can forget about that. I need to find the anti-local quickly and go there. This is increasing now. Okay. Yeah, looking better. Where's the local? Maybe it's still time to pull that over the station. AKA, turn into the wind. Aha, now I'm getting closer once again with 100 meters per second. And this looks very much more sane. And the local is probably above the station to the left top. Yep. Now we're flying towards it even faster. Do we? Actually, it's now very manageable. Look at this. We are in RCS mode. Ha ha, not bad, not bad. This is RCS thrust already. But it is tilting a bit too long, so I want to accelerate that a bit. And then, of course, counter thrust in time. Galdar Station. 3,000 kilometers away from the planet, falling in a circle. Because the universe is weird. If I may ask, what is I supposed to do here? Because I appear to be missing the marker. It should be here. You little fucker, where did you come from? Oh, I have not enabled that. That explains why it's not there, this entire flight.
Station Galdar. Proceed with the docking approach.
Will do so. Apparently we have to fly inwards. So we'll do that at 90 degrees. Because flying at a diagonal angle into a hangar from a top, not a good idea. Just don't know if it's possible for me to counter thrust with the RCS. I would have to start early, I guess. Where's the planet? I mean, it's really a situation where you have to look for where's the planet. And we're still falling around that thing. Math. RCS. I get the feeling that's on the opposite side. We don't have to fly inwards, it's on the outside, I guess.
Docking A2.
Yep, that's what that is. Whenever the camera angle is weird, I just cannot control my, whatever that is, angle. Just doesn't work. Then all of a sudden it will just be yank, crank. Is that a mental thing that I have, or is that it works differently depending on camera angle? Alright, we're home. Contact. Now it wouldn't be wise to not refuel. It's a bit late already, so I will stop this now. It's 11 p.m. And if I would fly to the planet now where I have to deliver this thing, that would take me past midnight. That's not an option. So, see you again next time. Can't even see the planet from here. Oh, there it is. Planet, where are you? Not so heavy now, huh?